What is up, you guys? It's Dee. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a dartless close fit bodice pattern, and this is essentially for stretch fabric because I will be doing a top soon. I don't know when I'll be uploading that video, but there is a top that I'm going to be doing. But I wanted to create a pattern first and show you guys like the master pattern and how I will go about eventually manipulating the master pattern to create the final pattern that I want. So I'm going to be doing my pattern in a size 12. Now this is also known as a size medium as well as a size 34 if you are based in South Africa. I'll try and do some research and put it in the description box as to what are these sizes in correlations to America as well as the UK and I think Australia. I'm not sure. I don't really have viewers from Australia, but who knows. Okay, so I'm going to be using this L square ruler. I did post a video on how to create an L square ruler if you don't have one, as well as my French curve ruler and a marker, but I would prefer you guys to work in pencil because I just think it's better to work in pencil because yeah, you're going to get accurate, at least as close to accurate measurements as possible. So first things first, we are going to do a straight line. Yes, so we're going to do a straight line and we're just going to do just a very long straight line down, and then we're just going to mark 0 over here. Just want to make sure you guys can see that. So we're just going to mark 0 over here. So now from 0 to 1 it's going to be 41.5 centimeters. So going back to 0 with my ruler, I'm just going to go down and I'm just going to mark here. This is my 41.5. So over here I know that this is 1. Then you're going to square across. Now it doesn't matter how far across you want to square, just square as maybe up to like a 30 centimeter distance. Yes, so just square across like that. So this is from 0 to 1. This is from your nape to your waist, right? And then if you're going to make your pattern longer, now for instance from your waist to your hip, just gonna bring my pattern paper up just a little bit. So sorry guys, I actually ended up cutting my paper because it was just too big for me to work with. But as I was saying, so I'm just gonna move it because my table is not that long. So from number 1, so this is our waist, right? Now we've established that this is our waist. Now we want to get to our hip because I don't know how long you guys would like to make your tops to be, or your dresses and stuff like that. So essentially, like I said, this is a master pattern. So usually when we create bodice, it's from your nape to your hip. So I'm gonna just write here waist so that we don't lose this. And then from 1 to 2 it's going to be 20.6 centimeters. So from 1 you're going to you're going to draw a line straight down until you get to 20.6 centimeters. So I found my 20.6 centimeters and I'm just going to draw a line here, and then I'm going to draw another line, square it out. So then I know this is where my hip measurement is. This is where my hip is. So I'm just going to write there, hip. I don't have a great handwriting, but I hope you guys can see that. So that is our hip over there. Oh, also label it as number 2. Now we're going back up to 0, which is our nape for everybody. Hope you guys didn't forget that. Now we're going to go from 0 to 3, and that is 20 centimeters. So 0 to 3, it's our arm sky depth. So that is it's 20 centimeters. Just right here, I'm gonna mark it out. So that is I'm gonna label that as number 3, and then you're gonna square it out as well. Always square out. So we're just gonna square that out across. Okay. So now that we've got number 3, we're gonna get to number 4. So number 4 is the distance. It's it's the middle, or yeah, half the distance of 0 to 3. So 20, half the distance of 20 is 10 centimeters. So we're just gonna mark that out over here. and then we're going to put it as 4, and then we are going to square across. Just going to square that across quickly. I also want to note that this is actually the front and back of the pattern. I will show you guys once the pattern is completed, and then you'll see essentially what I'm referring to. So from 4, we're going to try and find number 5. Okay, so number 5 is from 0. It's 1, 1. It's 1,25. Yes, sorry. So 1. And then I'm going to cover the screen with my head. Okay, I'm going to try not to cover it. So this is 1, 2, 2.5. And I'm just going to mark it over here. And I'm just going to write number 5. And then with this as well, just square halfway through. Yeah, I think this is enough. This is a safe distance. And then in the same line, so sorry, I don't know why I said square. In the same line as number 5, we are going to find the number 6. So number 6 is 7.1. So from 5, 7.1, just going to mark it there, and you're going to write number 6. Now we're going to find number 7, and number 7 is just from 6, excuse me. Okay, I'm so sorry, I actually made a mistake. So after you've squared, after you've drawn the line from 5 to 6, you're going to draw another line right here from the nape, and you're just going to, it's not going to be a long line, extend the line for number 6 just a little bit, and then from here, because 6 and 7, well, 6 should match up here. So I'm just going to draw like a dotted line over here. And then from 6, we're going to try and find 7. So from the line of 0, you're going to find 1.3. So I already found my 1.3 right here. And then we're going to mark that. So this becomes number 7. And then from there, you're going to curve. Wow, I don't know how I made a rookie mistake like that, but anyways, we are going to curve this into 0. Now, number 8 is on number 3, or the line from number 3. So number 8 is from here, it's the distance from 3, and that is 16.2. So you're gonna go ahead and just mark out here from number 3, 16.2. Mark that out, and you're gonna square across all the way up. So I'm just gonna use this side of my ruler. Actually, let's just use this one. So you're just gonna square from here straight up. So this becomes number 8, this becomes number 9, and this becomes number 10. So from 10, you're going to add a 1 centimeter distance, and this becomes number 11. Then you're going to add in your shoulder from number 7. So there is your shoulder from number 7. And then now we're going to move on to number 12. From number 3, you're going to measure all the way until you get to 19. And then you're going to mark that out as number 12. Then with your L square ruler, French curve, you're going to go ahead and start curving. You're going to start curving. I just want to curve, yes. There we go, trying to make a smooth curve. There. So you're going to just curve in. And there you guys have it. There is your arm sky over there. And then from 12, you are going to square down. So from 12, just square all the way down to your hip. All the way down to your hip, and that becomes 13, and this becomes 14. So now this is your waist. Now, if it really does depend on how snitch you want your waist to be, but for me personally, I'm gonna go for 2 centimeters here, but you can also go for 3. Like I said, it really does depend on the type of style that you're going for. So from 12, you're going to curve, because now you're shaping your waist. So you're gonna curve in, and then this is what I do to get like really nice curves all the way. So there you guys have it. You now have a nicely shaped curve. And then, like I said, so this is essentially the back. Now we're gonna add the front of your top, right? So this is what we're going to do is from 0, you're going to go all the way down to 6.6. Yes, it's 6.6. So from your nape, you're going to go 6.6, and that becomes, because this is actually 15, so this becomes your 16. And then you're going to just do, you're going to curve it out. Oh God, can you guys see that? Okay, cool. Gonna curve it. Now one thing I like to do is just want to make this section straight, and then let's just curve it again. And there you guys have it. So now we have a front and we have a back. In my next video, I will show you guys how to create a sleeve for this particular pattern. It's relatively simple, but so now I know you guys are probably wondering, like, okay, now we have a front and a back in one pattern. How do we go about tracing or creating 2 patterns from this pattern, or having a front and back? I'm going to show you guys right now quickly. So to trace out a pattern, there is a thing or a tool that is called a tracing wheel, but I don't have it. So here's what I'm going to do. So I cut out a piece of paper right here, and I'm just going to put it directly under my pattern, right? So what a tracing wheel does is, essentially it's a wheel that has a lot of kind of like sharp edges to it, basically like pins. And what it does is it just stabs into the paper and it traces it on the following paper, but it just like it traces it as little dots, and you just go ahead with your pencil and you just kind of like draw on top of those dots, you know. So now I want to copy the front. Yeah, I want to copy the front of my pattern. Okay, so I'm going to use these to hold down my fabric, my pattern, and then essentially what I'm going to do is, with my pin, I'm just going to just stab into it like this. You don't have to be as slow as I am, but I just want to take into account the areas that essentially are important and can help me connect the dots. So I said I'm tracing in my front, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and mark that place here, and mark that here, mark there. I'm gonna go ahead and mark point number 3, as well as my waist. I'm actually gonna mark out what I actually need for my next video, but that's besides the point. We're gonna mark this out here, then we're gonna mark this area over here, and I'm gonna mark this area over here. Now I'm really hoping that this is gonna be visible. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna use a smaller, and I'm gonna look for my little marks. Okay, so I found my first dot. Here it is. Here's my other dot right over here. Here's another dot right here. Here's another dot right here, another dot over here, and then we've got a dot, we've got a dot, we've got a dot. We have a dot, we have a dot, we have another dot over here, we have another dot over here, a dot here, and a dot here, and a dot here. So as you guys can see, you can actually kind of see my little, ooh, my marker. Don't tell me you're dying. I just bought you. You guys can see like a little outline of my pattern. So that's what we're gonna do. Just gonna mark it out here again. Then I'm gonna follow the curve point. Okay. I think might have been too ambitious right here. Following this one, I'm gonna mark out my shoulder line. I'm gonna go ahead, add a little line over here. Then we're gonna curve like I usually do. That's what we're gonna do. Yes, this is much easier when you have a tracing wheel, but I don't have that, so we just gotta make do with what we have. And I'm a firm believer of making do with what I have. So there you guys have it. I've now officially traced out the front of my pattern. So I'm just gonna write close fit, front, ladies, size 12, right over there. And there you guys have it. So my pattern. But what makes these two patterns different? Okay, so essentially this is how you copy your pattern. I really hope that this helps you guys. So yeah, and then you can go ahead and just redo the same thing for the back. Yeah, I guess we're done.